All right, well, JD Dubois is an assistant coach for the Los Angeles Lakers and also very active in the community. He founded Everyone Has a Story, a program centered on helping youth athletes and their mental health. Chris Hayrie sat down with JD to share his commitment and work for others.
Everyone Has a Story. Tell me what it is.
It's a community-based nonprofit organization where really our main focus is looking to converge mental wellness and the psychoeducation side of the world and life and sports as well. Really focused on the inner city communities and continuing to educate and utilize, honestly, my resources to provide that lens and that healing to our inner city communities.
JD, how has it helped you as a teacher to work at the highest level with the best athletes in the world and to see how they process things?
Honestly, I feel like I had the cheat code, spending 4 of my coaching years in Detroit under a guy, Dubois, who was an extreme advocate for the mental health space, and bringing on Dr. Corey Yeager, who happens to also be my uncle. So on a day-to-day basis, I'm getting advice and thoughts from the best therapists in the world, while also learning under one of the best teachers from a fundamental standpoint on the floor. So the foundation of my coaching career was really leaning on a therapist and trying to find ways to educate young athletes, be supportive of these athletes, and provide them with a psychologically safe environment.
Be intentional and mindful about not defining who we are as human beings with the sport that we play for fun.
So we're here at Century Community Charter School. Tell me about the work that you do here.
We've collaborated and started something that we're calling the Holistic Coaching Series. Really what that is me taking the framework that we have with our NBA teams, having a sports psychologist and a therapist provide psychoeducation to not only the parents, but also to the youth. And really, I looked at the youth sports and saw how much burnout there was with our young athletes, how much they were struggling with and trying to reach the Steph Currys and the Kyrie Irvings and guys like LeBron, and really being able to provide them resources from a psychoeducation standpoint with the hopes that once they do get to high school, college, and hopefully professionally, they're mentally well on top of the on-court skill sets that they're developing.
He's ahead of his time, in the sense of his goal is to reach the whole child. I think far too often we kind of hit children with whatever industry that it is, so whether it's educational or whether it's a sport, we just hit them just from that perspective. But JD, his goal was to hit the whole child and to make sure that whole child, that whole person is well.
You've seen what JD's become. He's an assistant coach for the LA Lakers.
Absolutely.
What he's doing with these kids and what he's doing with this nonprofit. Where are we going to see JD in the next 5 years?
I think the sky is the limit. I think for me, just kind of looking at his growth and his projection. Now, obviously, the game of basketball is huge, but I think that with Everyone Has a Story and the nonprofit and the goal of the program, I think that's way beyond basketball, because it hits everyone as opposed to just hitting a certain sector of the population. In 5 years, who knows? I mean, he could be a head coach of one of the NBA teams, or you can see this program being spread across the globe.